Everybody, this is Wickedly. I am here today with a YouTube video on a 7 Days to Die Horde base. This thing flies, and I mean that it has no supports. It is something that anybody can make with very little work. It does not have to have a cement base. I just made one for it to look pretty. But as you can see, there is nothing here. There's nothing in the base. You can make it as high up in the air as you want. I was really nice and energetic, so I made, as you can see, a stairwell up, and you can hop right across, go into your little horde base, shoot down at the zombies, or even just AFK. As a proof of concept, I'm going to go into fly mode here, and we're going to come over here and we're going to make a bunch of zombies, folks. So let's see. Well, some of them that you always have to deal with is Hawaiians, Darlene's, Bo, Biker, Arlene. That's a pretty good mess of zombies right there. There's some Bikers. That's about what you're gonna, most that you're ever probably gonna get. We're gonna go over here now, and I'm gonna show you that you can literally AFK here. These poor zombies are so entirely confused. I'm gonna shoot once or twice just so that you can see. But they don't know what to do. They're not damaging anything. They're just kind of hanging 10. You could shoot them, you could nap. It wouldn't matter what you do. They're confused little zombies. Now to show you guys how to build this, and I'm actually going to take this to the Horde night for you guys, I am going to go ahead and kill all these off. As you can see though, they didn't come anywhere near my base. And this is made out of wood, folks. It's completely made out of wood. Anybody can make this. It would take you about maybe 2,000 lumber to make this. I just made this for ease of getting up and down. You certainly don't have to, but it is a great way to get up and down from your abode. Let me grab these up so they're not in the way. Yay, loot. And whenever we do a horde night, I'm going to actually do it with the beginning weapons that I have. Just so that you guys can see that this is completely cheesy. Now, first thing to know is you guys do not have to have this pad. I do this pad because I like to be able to see the zombies easily. You can bury the pad, you can do no pad. That part isn't important. I'm going to show you guys with the pad. We're going to go, there's the one that I made. You guys can do any kind of design. I will say that the only thing that you have to watch out for is if all of these ladders, I mean every last ladder gets torn down, you will fall through if you don't put something above that, like a set of bars for the floor. So keep in mind, demos would still do some damage if you don't build something above that. I usually do 2 rows of ladders. I didn't with the show-off build, but we will with the smaller one that we're going to make, so that you guys can see proof of concept here. You can make this as pretty much big and as small as you wish. Actually, let's do that right next to that, I think, actually. Let me stack this in 3 out of the way. This looks like a nice little place right next to it. And we're going to go ahead and build the pad because that is just always a good idea. And we're going to make this as fast as we can, folks. So if you need to back up and go back to the video, you're certainly welcome to. You don't need to. Now, those don't actually have to have the ladder for holding up. You can actually have it held by just one ladder. Now please keep in mind this is a horde base. If you put a lot in that, the integrity is going to cause it to fall. So you don't want to put much in it after you get it up in the air. It's more of a safe place to go AFK, stick a bedroll. You could probably put some limited things in there. I haven't tested it yet. I really ought to. But I haven't tested how much with the size that I'm making now. Which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're doing an 8 by 8, just for mathematical gorgeousness. I use lambs, so that's why. I use this because I don't want to spend all the time building the base pad during the This is just a simplicity thing to make it, less points for you guys. But so you can see that it's done. Now you can take this to wood. They don't really beat on it. They just kind of wander around on it. So you don't even have to put this down. I just like doing it because it looks pretty. That's personal preference though. Again, you can have bare ground. Now if you have demos, they will tear up your ground. So I do recommend putting something down. You can go to this shape right here and put a railing up if you wish, to make it easier for the zombies to walk up there. I like doing that because it means I don't have to deal with zombies trying to break the corners or getting lost or using that as an excuse to be naughty zombies if you're gonna do a path. Now please keep in mind you can also noob tower in and out of this base if you're going to use it as a horde base only. This one, after we get it built, we may actually do a little bit of a stress test on to see how much it'll hold. Because I actually don't know. I do know that, there is probably a weight limit that it can carry, and that was not correct. There we go. We're going to get this little bracing down here, and then we're going to go over here to these corners, folks. And because I'm a perfectionist with OCD, we're going to put some cute little cornerlings in here. If I could actually manage to do so. Move that back to simple just so that I don't have to deal with all the oddities there. And then we're going to go ahead and make this harder. Again, you don't even have to do this part. I do it just because I like it because it looks pretty. You're welcome to do so, but you don't have to. This part is not required. I just like it for the purposes of demos. I usually take it all the way to iron if the higher up you get, the more damage they're going to do to blocks. And demos do a lot of damage when they explode. And if you actually just make the fight really organized, you can absolutely upgrade this pad. Now you don't have to, it's just you can. Now the trick to this is doors. Now you don't have to use special doors. What you can do, however, is, and I always use a whole row on each end, and you turn another door to face it, just like so. And you're probably thinking, okay, they're just gonna see the doors. There's a trick. Hold on just a few minutes and I will be showing you guys the trick to this. There is something, and I believe it's in the way that the zombies are coded. This works for all zombies. Every type. I have tested it extensively. You can sit here and line this area here, and let me make this back to a noob tower block. I'm going to show you guys that you can make this completely and utterly without flying, first of all, because if you guys don't want to build it in creative, you're not going to have the ability to fly, which is quite fun. It just means you get to do a little bit of noob towering, and most of you learn how to noob tower pretty early. Now you do want to be a little bit careful of your placements because, as you can see, it is easy for it to move out from underneath you when you get to placing the second row of doors up. And you do the same thing that you did on the bottom row, one row that away, and you can actually do this part from the ground, one part the other way. And now we're going to come over here and we're going to do the other side. And I'm going to do a second noob tower. There we go. Now I have done this with a full... Yep. See, even I do it. We're going to smack that down and get rid of it. And we're going to get that back down. Now, we're going to turn that door like so. Now, as you can see, this doesn't look like much. It's a bunch of doors. You don't want a base built out of a bunch of doors. Doesn't look very cool. So, what we're actually going to do is we're going to noob tower up here. And we're going to build a little bit over so that I can hop up here on top of this frame. And anybody can stand up on these frames. It's not a big deal. Very easy to do. And what you want to do is get you a ladder. And it can be a wooden ladder, it can be a fancy ladder. It doesn't have to be a fancy ladder, but it can be one. And what we're going to do is we're looking for that position where it faces upwards. And we're going to go right down the road with it flipped upwards, like so. And as you can see, that's all flipped upwards. So we're going to hop back on our box, and we're going to continue the ladder. And the idea here and now what I can do over here, because I don't want to have to noob block a whole bunch, I just don't like to noob block that much, and I'm not very good at it. So I tried to make a base that was simplicity itself. I wanted something that, you know, if I have to run AFK but I don't want to log out, I could make a place. Or if I just didn't want to do a hard base, this is a very easy base to make. It's a very simple base, but it's actually a little, you know, you do have to earn it by making it. But you can make this day 1, 2 easily. So even if you're just coming into the game, you should be fully capable of making the wood and chopping the wood to make this, which is really awesome for new players, especially if you're trying to do a harder mode. This helps a lot, I will say that. It absolutely helps a lot. If you're wanting to play nightmare mode, this is the way to do it. At least in my opinion. If you want to be a little bit easy cheesy squeezy, this is certainly high enough up. But I'm going to show you guys the rest of the trick, because there's something else you've got to do, so don't just leave yet. There's a little bit more to do. We're going to pull our noob tower down because we don't need it anymore. No, not for a little bit at least. And what we're going to do is we're going to make this ladder set go across. Hi, Mr. Ladder Set. How are you today? And what we're doing is we're literally building little, oh, one has to be taken down later, bridges. Now, the important thing here is, as you can see, those are up in the air. Now, what we need to do now, get rid of this hunger real fast, just so it's not on my screen. That little yellow button always bothers me. that should take care of that. Now what we do is very simple. We're gonna pop these doors open. Every door has to be open so that you can see through both. So as you can see, if you have it right, they'll open back to front like that. Very easy to do. And we're gonna open all of the doors before we do anything else. We get every door. Every door needs to be open. Every door. And you could probably make every set of blocks as much as you possibly can out of these doors to get you some more integrity for the base of this, so that you can put items in it. I haven't tested that, but you're welcome to test and let me know how that goes. I absolutely would love that. Now, it's very simple. If you come over here to the side, you can smash these up. We didn't mean to do that part. Let me fix that real fast before we get too far over. There we go. Now, as you can see, the door frames are a little bit being dinky on me. So we do have to be very careful where we aim hammers and stuff as we bring these down. You want to hit right here on the base of the door frame. But you're going to notice something as we work our way over here. Through these doors. There's nothing holding that end. Now we're going to make sure all these are open. They're all open. And we're going to do the same thing, hopefully without destroying a door here. And let's get rid of that one. And that one. There we go. We're getting some doors down now, folks. But look, it's falling. That's odd, isn't it? When we get over here, you're going to see something really amazing. This piece won't fall because there's nothing supporting it. It'll be a flying base. And then you can build your base up top however you wish. But yeah, those blocks, those ladders are flying now. Oh my, that changes a lot of things. We have a flying set of ladders up there. And then we simply new block up here. And you can actually just new block up here. You don't ever have to build more than this if you don't wish. We're going to make it so I can hop over here. Oh, looky here. We're up here on... if you didn't want to build any more protections than this, you could certainly do this. Now, cops will spit at you, which is one reason why I do the surround. And we're going to do a little surround here, just so that you guys can see it. Now, one thing that I do like to do sometimes, and this is just something that I like to do, you don't have to, I like to put a little bit of a base underneath me. Mostly because I get a little bit of vertigo at times. And I also like to have a little bit of something to walk on. So what I will actually do is sometimes I will go around the outside like this, and I'll put a walkway around just in case these ladders come down. The reason being is you have to have something to stand on. If the ladders get knocked down, the base itself won't fall, but you will because you have nothing to stand on. So if there's something above it, the ladders are between you and the ground, and you can actually upgrade those ladders if you so wish. I don't ever bother with it because you don't really need to. And then what I actually usually do is I usually switch to, let's see, some bar railing, and I'll take it to advance. And I'll toss some bars down here. Now, the good thing about these is it's something you can walk on, and it's something you can shoot upon, which is very handy. You can also do something that I like to do, and I'm just showing you guys a couple different base ideas here. Nothing that you have to do. You can do this part as your own design. Excuse me. Let me get a drink real fast. Thank you. you can do this to your own design, absolutely. However you want to build this above the stairs. You don't have to do it the way that I do it. It's very individual, so you can do this, and then what I actually like to do is take two of these ladders and make a hole. Because you can throw cocktails and all sorts of goodies down there at those zombies, and they can't really do much about it. Now, you'll notice that, well, I can't build on top of this. Why not? That's different, isn't it? Well, the big thing is that you can come over here, and you'll notice that you can build along these edges. And that's the secret, folks. You can build along the edges of this. So you can actually come out here and build along the edge. For this. Oh, and see, I messed up. Not perfect. So there's a lot of different ways that you can do this. You can give yourself a little bit more protection, a little bit less protection, however you wish to do it. Just to get them down. We're going to get us another set of new towers up here so we can easily get up there. I do like to make a little stairwell per se, just because I like easy. Now, what I simply do is find me an entrance. Like I've made an entrance right there. And I'll go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or so. I'll leave a gap. And then I will go over here. And let's see. We gotta figure out how many blocks up this is, don't we? So, the easiest way to do this is noob tower up once. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7. 6. So we know that we're 6 out. So what we can do is we can go over here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And as you'll see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oop, we did one too many. That's okay. We can take care of that. That's not a biggie. I think that was because of the uneven ground there, which is completely okay. It happens to the best of us. And then we simply making steps. And as I said, you don't have to do this. I just do it because it's simplistic, and it means I don't have to fight stairs. I'm not a big person on fighting stairs. I don't like to have to fight to get in and out of my base. I want something a little bit easy, cheesy, and beautiful. I think this is a very unique look. And you'll notice, oh, well, it doesn't go far enough over, does it? Well, first of all, let's... And as you notice, I did not put a base. You can easily just get that over. You don't have to take it all the way up like I do. And then what we're simply going to do is we're going to leave 2 slots out. And we're going to... Oh, probably 4 is probably far enough. And we're going to noob tower right here. Up. And what we're going to actually do is get our ladders back out. Oh, that's doors. Not ladders. And what we're going to do is actually go to the advanced menu. And we're going to wait till it goes like that. And we're going to bring us a ladder over. something that you should know, and that is if you go too far over, things will not make it. So what we're going to do is the same thing we did with over there. We got to about right here, and our base fell. And what we're going to do is we're going to put, a block there and a block there. We're going to make at least a little bit of a base here, just to make it pretty. Because I like pretty things, as you guys know. And it never hurts to have a little bit of if you're up there, they will completely ignore that part of the base. So we have that, and we're simply going to do the same thing that we've done before. We're going to flop a door up. Doors are wonderful things. We love doors. And by doing this, oh, look at that, we're doing doors again. It's just a door thing, folks. And what we're going to do actually is easy enough. We're going to noob tower right here. Newbie. We're going to pop another set of doors up. One right here. We're going to turn the other one inwards. We're going to go over here. We're going to grab us a little bitty ladder here. Stick that on our 8. We're going to go to our dance until we can get it to match up with this other little ladder here. And you're going to see, oh no, it doesn't look like it's going to work, does it? Remember, we have to hop up on that, which sometimes can be a little bit fun. It is doable, I promise. Another way to simply get over there is to, ta-da, like this. Now, what I like to do actually is come over here to the middle area and get me a ladder. And we're going to flip it upside down just like we normally do. Oh look, it's about the same length. But we don't have doors there yet, see? And we're going to make our doors just like before. And oh look, we need more ladders. We can pull this down now, because if we're standing right here, we can put ladders across that. And we can grab these down and put the ladder placement there. And then simply noob tower here. Well, we don't want a noob tower right there because we're going to be seeing that part. And what we can simply do is come back over here. And remember, we don't want that too close. But what we can do now is simply the same thing we did with the base. Open all of our doors. And tell this. Oop, we didn't mean to do that one. And as you can see, that is floating. It is not quite even, it doesn't look like, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be. We're just doing this as an example anyways. And we can hop right over to this. And we actually should be able to put a little chunk of ladder back out there. Now you're going to notice that that's not exactly even, but it doesn't have to be. It's just a little ladder to get in and out of this space without falling. And what we can actually do now, because we did get back up here and we can now get up and down easily, we can go back about our business of putting up railing. Now you'll notice that doesn't work really well, does it? But you know what, if we want to get back down, and I'm actually going to suggest you only have a two-way hole here. You may fall a little bit, but you're not going to break your legs. Yay. Because breaking legs is not fun. That you can come over here. And if you're very careful in your placement, hello.
Cynthia, this is Nick at Left Home Tire Centers. How you doing?
Hi, how are you doing?
Not too bad, not too bad. So, I did a little bit of research, and here's what I was able to come up with. I can get a line break rolls of the hose, lines, break lines, break hose, whatever you want to call it. To get here, I can put the parts in, and I can get this done, but there's going to be a couple of caveats to it. I would need to have this thing for probably a day or two.
Okay.
Rocky's not going to be here, and the only person here who would be able to do this type of work would be me. And I currently only have use of one hand, and it is not my good hand. So I would need to have my top line tech perform the work while I oversee him, type of thing.
Uh-huh.
Which is going to take time, more time. And so I can get done. I can have the parts here by the end of today, maybe tomorrow, something like that. Brake line would be 59.31. The labor on this is probably going to all said and done. It's probably going to, with the rust and all, it's probably going to take me like 4 hours to get the work done. But I would only charge for 2 hours worth of labor. And the shop rate for that would be 120. And then with all the supplies and whatnot, the shop supplies, if you will, would total out to $75. And the final bill for if you'd like to have me get this done would be $379 and 5 cents.
Okay, I can't afford that right now. So I will have to contact you guys if I can. I will know something more by the first of the month, probably.
There's a quote in the system saved under your name, and the quotes are good. All of our quotes, when we make a quote, they're good for 30 days.
Okay, yeah, I should know within 30 days.
Okay.
Thank you. I just have to save up money for it. It's too much for, a fast fix.
Right, yeah, and since this isn't something that we normally do, and not
I understand that, yeah.
service items, we kind of got to calculate the labor and this, that, and the other a little bit different, a little bit. We have to scrutinize and analyze that a little bit more than we would on something that we just do on a day-to-day basis, you know what I mean?
I appreciate that, yeah. I'll let you guys know. Thank you.
No problem. Hey.
Now, the reason why I put a top on this base is because you get birds. And birds are not very nice whenever you have a horde night. And sometimes getting up here can be fun with this kind of build. As you can see, we can't really build much inside of this if we use this layout. But you can get something up there if you're careful. I may actually have to get a bouncy perk real quick. There is a parkour perk, which is really handy. If you get even 1 point in it, you usually can then make some pretty spectacular jumps. However, it's not going to be nice to me even a little bit, so we're going to do this from the middle. This is another reason why I put the hole here. If I do it this just because it's handy. As you can see. And what I will actually do is just toss that down and use it to figure out the roofing. Now you can make this 3 tall, 2 tall, however tall you wish it to be. Just bear in mind, the more you put on this thing, the less stable it gets. And they can fall in if you go too far. I do put a roof either 2 or 3 up with these bars so that the birds cannot easily get to me. They will sit and beat on the bars and not eat me, which I like for Horde Night. Now I usually make mine 3 tall, but this is just to show you guys that it will hold the weight. This is more of a proof of concept. Again, you guys can build this inside however you wish. I do it this way simply because, again, birdies, and birdies are not always nice to budding players, especially if you're not used to birdies. Now that's the first time I've had that happen. Oh, that it would be an issue. Yes, we're gonna have to build this 3 high. Look at that. It won't let us. We would have to crouch all the time over in here, and if you're having to run around during Horde Night, that is not a good idea. So what we're gonna do is actually use this to... We're gonna fill the hole for a moment. One, so we don't fall down. Paranoid. I mean, you don't break your leg anyhow, so that's great. I apologize for this video taking so long, but this is actually something that is quite unique. So I hope you guys forgive that this is my first YouTube video for this. We will be posting videos about other assorted things. But on this one we're going to make this 2 tall. So we're going to go back around here. And we're going to tell this railing to be a nice railing to us. Yes, we are. And we may even... Aha! Now see, if I would have been smarter than a gummy bear, I would have just continued around doing this. But I wasn't a smarter gummy bear. So we're going to do this the harder way. No, I would never do anything the harder way. And what we're going to do is we simply make it a 3rd row up. And we can actually just make a little walkway temporarily so that we can get this done with some speed here so that you guys aren't waiting forever on me. And of course I say that and then I promptly mess up the direction of that, which is absolutely typical of me. We're going to just toss these down really fast so that we can walk this thing with some speed. We should be good enough with that. simply hit advanced this time and fill in where we could not fill in before. And we can just pick up these blocks so that we don't have extra stuff rezzed out. Yay. And then we simply stick a roof on this thing. I tend to actually call this the Birdcage, which is maybe what we call this base permanently. You don't have to call it that, but you can name yours whatever you like. It does look a little bit like a birdcage hanging in the sky. So kind of apt. And then we're going to test this really quick so that you can see that it works the same way as the other one. Folks, I don't want anybody to say, oh, well, it's not working the same way. No, I want you guys to enjoy this and see what you can do with it. Now, something that I do like to do here, I know not everybody does, but as we know, I don't do things the way everybody else does. I do like to put a little bit of a railing here, just because I'm klutzy. And you're not going to be able to get a railing all the way around it, because then you wouldn't be able to throw stuff very well. But you can put a little bit of a railing up. And now simply put, what we're going to do is we're going to go out here. I'm going to fly up in the air. And we're going to pull us some zombies. How about 25 zombies? Let's get it over here by the road, and we're going to just pull a whole bunch of them so that we can see if these guys are going to come be goofy. Let's get some fat cops, some Hawaiians, some bikers, maybe some businessmen. We're going to get back over here. Now see, she's going to go be on that. They're pretty confused. They don't really know what. And the few that were over there beating on it, as soon as we came back over here, they no longer considered that a valid path. So as long as we stay away from that, but even if we walk out on this, hello. They're dead. Now, caveat to that is of course, you noticed with this space that we had the cop spit. If you build the surround as I did with that one. Instead of the bars, they can't see you, so they don't do as much damage. Now, demos are a little bit different, as a demo can reach that with a blast. As an example, let me go spawn 5 demos or so. Just so you guys can see this. These are the only ones that I am ever... Oh, that's 25 of them. That should be a good test. As you can see, demos do the same thing as any other zombie. You can sit there and just shoot them. If one of them blows up, we're gonna see if I can get one of them to blow up. Come on. Do we have any left alive? Do we have one left alive? Yeah, we do. Okay, let me see if I can get something that we can make him angry with. Gonna blender test. That ought to make him good and mad. Free starter weapon too. Come on, buddy. We gotta make him angry. But the one thing that I wanted to show you guys is I'm gonna make some Molotov cocktails here out of creative, just so you guys can see how this works. Over here, I can grab some cocktails, and I can and then you can sing Burnin' Love. And he runs around, he's just as upset as any other zombie. He's not very big fan. Let's see if we can get him while he's running back here. He's not very happy with us, is he? We're trying to make him mad. I think he's irritated, but he ain't quite mad at us. But a good test for this is if you even come over here. Hello? You gonna come over, Mr. Zombie? The most he will see is that. And then watch. He's gonna come up here and he's gonna fall down. So you just get ample time to, and he might do some damage there. But as you see, he didn't do any damage to the base itself. So that, guys, is the designs for the flying base. These bases work no matter what size you make them, as long as you put enough doors under them. Let's do a little bit of a weight test with this one, because I'm curious to how much weight this will actually hold. And as I said, you whoop, and see, you can fall and not break your ankle. In case you don't make your jump, you just don't want to complete it so that they don't see it as a pathway. Gonna make a little bit of a hop. Let's see, let's make a bedroll, storage. We'll stick some storage up here, a forge, maybe a couple 3 forges, workbench, a cement mixer. That's what you guys usually put up here, huh? And then, maybe a chemistry station? Let's see if we can get all that up here. we're gonna start with the work tables. Now, as you can tell, because we didn't build this one quite the way we did the other one, we actually may have an issue with the building of stuff up here. As you can see, it doesn't want to let us build up here. And that is because we built with the frames upside down, so they don't like this as well. So you do want to watch how you build. If you look at this one is built quite a bit different. For one, I did not stick anything under this one. I should have. But if I would have flipped it the other way around. But I can also not put this stuff here. And that's because the mass is too great. So you do have limitations. This is a horde base, not a full-on base. You can probably put a regular floor on it if you wanted to. If you didn't want to be able to shoot down and you weren't worried about that part, you could just put a regular floor under that, and then you would be able to build whatever under there very, very easily. So just keep that in mind. That is a kind of a caveat of this base. You can stick bedrolls on this, but there is a way, an easy way, to be able to build what you want, where you want it. And that is, we're going to show you a little trick. Because this other part won't let you build on it because of the way it's built. We're changing that. But in we go. And look, we should be able to place items up here. Now keep in mind, birds could damage stuff up here. But you can put, and we'll use this as a weight test area. And so this isn't going to be pretty, we're just doing it to see how it can hold all this stuff. There is an integrity weight, so we're seeing where that weight's going to be at. If we can get 3 of each up here, I'm going to feel pretty amazed. Okay, we have a couple workbenches. We have a couple forges. Let's get some storage containers. Everybody goes nuts with storage containers. But as you can see, this is actually being quite sturdy. You could cover this whole area in a crafting area up above. Now, keep in mind, birds could damage stuff up here. So, this is just to show the kind of weight if you did do that kind of build or a different floor. You could use this as a main base. Because that is holding, folks. And it is not falling. So, that completes the video of the confirmed build of Birdcage. And I hope you guys have enjoyed. And you've learned something new and interesting for 7 Days to Die Alpha 19. Have a great evening, folks, and a good day.